Okay, before we move on to building our website, I just wanted to change our passwords because the passwords that they've given us are pretty terrible. So let's just jump in and quickly have a look and see how we can change that first. For our Digital Pacific account, we can go to Profile Management and Update Password. Now you shouldn't need to update this because it's the password that you used to create your account in the first place. So that shouldn't need to be changed, but if you ever need to find it, that's where it is. Usually what will happen is if you can't log in, then you can just click the change my password or forgot my password button on the login screen, and it will prompt you to come back to this page or something similar anyway. If you want to change, and this is what I'd like to remind you guys how to do, we should be changing our cPanel password. What we do is we go into the Services tab, and we get the drop down there, and then we actually click on My Services. Once we've clicked on My Services, we'll see a list of all the services that we have. Of course, this is what we've just started here. It's for our domain name. We're going to go over here to the Manage button. We'll click that. And from here, we can go to the second little box at the top and change our password. Now, this is our username and password combination that we received in the email. Of course, that's pretty terrible. So let's enter a new one because nobody's going to ever remember that. Now try and create something that's pretty complicated so that nobody could ever actually get into it, but also something you can remember. So I've put in my password there, and we'll change that password as well. So what we're going to do next is we're going to log into our cPanel account, and that's pretty simple. It's basically just a matter of going to your domain name. So for me, it's westblades.com. I'll just type it out so you guys can see. And then /cpanel, which is short for control panel. Okay, you'll see it'll redirect to another address, and that's just fine. Just going back to our email, you'll see here control panel URL. That's the URL it's redirected to. Once the domain is propagated completely across the network, we'll be able to just use the address that I typed in. In any case, it's going to redirect to the temporary address anyway, and either way, it's fine. Here's what we need to take note of as well, is the username and of course the password, but we just changed that. So we'll copy our username, go back to cPanel login. I'm just going to paste that in there, and then I'll type in my the password that I just created, if I can remember what it was. That's right. Hopefully we can get through. Let's see. Login successful, and this is where we want to be. Now I've got a password manager, so I'm going to pop that in there so I never have to try and remember it again. I suggest you get one the same if you wanted to. It's called LastPass. There are plenty of them around, but that's probably one of my favorite ones. And so far that's it. So we change our password, we can log into our cPanel account, and the next step is to install WordPress. It's pretty easy, so we'll go from there.